good. That one's live. This one is not, as I expected in this case, actually. So we will have to open up here, and yeah, we are live in both locations. Hi guys, it's me, I'm back. Everything seems to be functioning better. We'll see if we have any problems. I managed to get to the point where I have selected my mastery. I am now a Death Knight. Yeah. So
I cannot do that.
I don't even remember what those options are. Anyway, out we go. Basically, I just got to choose my mastery and stopped there. Made myself some dinner, and now I'm back with you good people. We will see if we can continue to move through the world. As the problems seem to be largely when changing between maps. No problem. And currently this is the leveling build, which is going to be very different from the actual build. Ding 17. A number of the skills that I'm currently sporting. I will respec out of and into other skills. It's not as difficult to do a respec in this game as, say, Path of Exile. But there is a slight disadvantage to it. The XP you get for the skill, you only get part of the XP back. What was that for?
Character timing out.
I am streaming with a couple of friends. In chat. I'm on Discord with a couple of my friends. With Vorp and Marwise. You may know Vorp if you're a regular here, as he is my one and only mod. And he was one of the, of course, biggest abusers of me last night. One thing all of my friends and my viewers seem to have in common is they do seem to quite enjoy abusing me. Meanies. They're just mean. Not that I don't deserve it. I do. Something big down there. That must be for the dungeon. One of the critters in the dungeon, I think. Creepy. So there have been a lot of problems today with the servers. But it seems that it's doing much better now. So that's a yay. We'll head out.
The cultists had a philosophy.
Evidently the cultists had a
The
philosophy.
void transcends reality. And by embracing it, so could they.
It doesn't look like it worked out so great for them.
After all, this world was gone. If they devoted themselves to despair, did welcome them. A form of hope. Desperate. Worthless in the end.
Yep, see what happens when you embrace the void? The void does not embrace you, it devours you. You can quote me on that. I just made it up, but it sounded really good. Today is the day, Moo. It is indeed the day. There have been server problems because it's a new game, and it just launched, so of course there have been server problems. But, for now at least, things are running better, for me at least. Most of the problems seem to be on map swaps, moving between maps. Especially, basically, like the first couple of maps. I have finished out or opened up my mastery, so I am no longer a sentinel. I am a void knight. I know, you installed it and played it, I think, for like 7 minutes or something. I remember seeing that on your Steam entry. It said, these people have played it. And I'm like, oh, Moo's got it. How long? He played like 6 minutes. Okay. He's saving it for later. I'm throwing hammers because if I had a hammer, I'd hit people with it. That's pretty much it. I've had very good luck so far in terms of unique drops, in that I have had 7 of them, and one that's a quest reward for a total of 8. One of my friends who's been playing has a quest reward one and has had none as drops. Well, in this particular case, my character is named a Void Knight. Aren't I funny? Hello, is this on? Is this on? I have embraced the void, but it has not devoured me. Hooah! Eventually, it will be a Void Knight Auto Bomber build, which in large part just mostly requires me to just run around. Because 2 of the skills will be auto casting, and then I'll have a movement skill which I'll use for getting around, and then occasionally if there's a boss that doesn't die from the auto casting, there's one other skill I press, and that's it. I'll be here all week whether they like it or not. My money's on not. But you should want to, I believe if you own the game, you will be getting, and you will be getting a free cosmetic for the problems they've been having. You'll be glad to know. It's a back cosmetic,
Wait, can I get my master?
cloak, or the like.
Or pass over?
Let's see. We don't keep this skill for very long, sadly. It's a skill we unspec and respec several times. Our primary skill will eventually be devouring orbs. Because, I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want devouring orbs? Seriously. But right now, most of my damage is being done by hammers, because if I had a hammer... Oh, 1.9 hours. Let's see, bracers, scepter... I I know they had 140,000 people earlier today, which just helps explain why things were busted. I have no idea how many they've had at peak or how many copies they have sold. I know they said they had, I think the phrase they used was they've had 1 million log in. What was that for? As I said, a couple of my friends are playing as well. I have unlocked Void Cleave.
Too heavy.
That's not a skill I'll be using. And Volatile Reversal. I was looking at my stuff and this guy attacked. I mean, that's just freaking rude. Spooters. Always spooters. All games have spooters. So, Moo, if you do decide to play, I feel safe in saying that it's a superior game to D4 in almost every way. D4 is better looking, more polished. That's about it. That is new item I did not recognize. They've added a bunch of new stuff for launch, unsurprisingly. It's been like 5 months since the last patch, so get back to work then. Yes, Diablo 4 is just sadness, pretty much. Gotta agree. It's disappointing. Hopefully they'll get their stuff together. Their second season was a big improvement over the first. The third season was a catastrophe, but the second season was better. Actually, I'd rather play D3 than D4. Yeah, that's pretty common, unfortunately.
Farewell.
All right, we'll talk to the vendor here. Sell the weapons, because we've got a better weapon already. Pretty much guaranteed. That's one we can't use. We won't be using that. More armor, cold resistance, strength, armor, and armor. Strength, lightning resistance, and cold resistance. Armor and armor, I think. Vit and strength instead of 2 vit. Health regen per round. Stun chance. We'll go with that one. Nope. Nope. Melee damage leached his health. I don't think that's considered melee. That's considered throwing. So I don't do that much throwing damage. So the leech in that wouldn't do me much good. Whereas that does. Poison resistance.
Not make who.
That. We'll replace that one. And we'll sell that. Get rid of that. I can't see any of these actually being better than the one I currently already have. Or either of these being better. I have a couple of uniques. I got 3 really, really good uniques early. I got this one, which gives me health leech, where I leech health on 5.1% of my damage, which is big. I got a really good axe that even has legendary potential. And I got a belt that increases physical skills, like the hammers I'm throwing. Gives me movement speed, gives me increased throwing attack speed, and reflects some damage too. So I've gotten 7 unique drops, and 3 of them are really, really good for this build. And it's not fair to all the other builds out there, but tough.
Who are you?
Alright, I gotta go this way and beat up some mobs. Oop! You'll note this player is standing here. We'll see if I actually do enter the ruins of Wellrun or not. This is where the game's having problems. It's having problems on session swapping between maps. That's what they've been working on fixing. It is a lot better than it was. So this one may fail, and I'll try again, and it might work. I can also try the other exit from this map and see if that one works. What did we just add? We added volatile reversal. Returns you to the position you were at 2 seconds ago, reverting changes to your health and mana since then. But I won't be using that. Ones I will be using is I'll be using Devouring Orb and Anomaly, and those will be auto-casting. This one will be replaced by Healing Hands once we start putting points into the Paladin tree. And then the 5th and final skill we'll have will be Sigils of Hope. So we'll have 2 of the Paladin skills and the 2 top end, these 2 Void Knight skills. And that's 4. And what's the 5th? 1, 2, 3, 4. Smite. Smite will be the 5th. So it still says that we're entering the ruins of Wellrun. You may have noticed that we have not, in fact, entered the ruins of Wellrun. Let's try, since we've got another quest to the south, we'll see if we can get that one to swap us into the other. We got people waiting here, too. Now it says I'm entering the Wellrun docks. I believe none of these. I think they're fibbing to me. So, I'm now waiting with no luck. How about you guys?
I'm in a map, so.
I am waiting with no luck.
These are the other uniques I've gotten. This one is one of the new ones, I think,
Might be having to go back to town.
and is used by Acid Flask rogue players.
Level 16, I think that might be.
Yeah, you're getting close.
I think that is my mastery level.
Yeah, if you hit 20, don't spend any more points after 20. You have to have 20 to spend any in your mastery once you get the mastery, but there's no need to spend any more in the base spec once you've got 20.
Right. This is get it to 20, so this is my
Yeah, you'll be choosing your
So
mastery
20.
very soon.
yeah. So I kept that one out. That's my 20. It's level I get my mastery on now.
Can't enter there. That's actually where we come back from the ruins of Wellrun. They're wielding a unique shield. I can recognize that.
I think I'm done here.
These are my pets. There are many like them, but these ones are mine. In the cosmetics, you can see I've got the purple fox, the purple, blue, pinky, glowy dragonette thing, and this is my portal. which I'll show you.
Bleed and everything procs. It's like, holy damn it.
I'll show you, but not use.
I cannot do that.
Oh, I can't do that because I am in a map that has a portal. Oops. So I may have a little prematurely started streaming again. I'm going to try to brute force it. I'm going to try to kick it in the head. It's worked at least once for me earlier. Because it put me in another map, and the other map I was able to move out of immediately. This is a Void Knight, as you can tell. That's the unique axe he's got. I'm not sure if there's a graphic for the unique belt or not. If it's a unique graphic for the unique belt or not. Now we'll see if it allows me to connect. It's been a trying day, I'm sure, for their network engineers in particular. I've been bouncing their head off the floor. It's trying real hard. Nope. Now when it says unavailable, that's just a timeout message.
Fit inventory, yes.
We'll try again. If that fails, I'm going to back all the way out, although that could be a mistake. Because this is kind of prime time, so presumably they're seeing their load go back up. So I think I will, in fact, not back all the way out. Pardon the yawn. Oh. Old man. You kids today. And your computers.
Yellow velvet. It's really nice.
Nope, not liking that. What it looks like when I click on Legacy, which is where all my old characters live. Okay, so it has loaded all of them in. As you can see, there are many of them. There's Auto Bomb, which is the Auto Bomb build I will be using when I get there.
Load now.
Yeah, I moved back to character, and now I'm getting bounced from there to character select because I was getting nowhere out of the map I was in, and now I'm getting online play unavailable.
Yeah, just loaded. It wasn't a town, so down.
Does seem like towns are the issue, which is not that surprising because they're a shared resource, whereas the individual maps are unique to each player.
Hopefully they can spin up more instances of them. Boss fight against Panion.
He has a really nasty fire attack that he does in a straight line that moves very fast. Move in close to him when that pops up. It moves clockwise. It's a really damaging spell.
Yeah, I just saw it.
You spend a couple of ticks in it and you're dead. Good evening. Oh yes, the server problems have been since 9 a.m. I've had long stretches where I was not having problems. Basically, it seems to be really mostly clustered around town instances, entering and exiting town instances. Basically,
Oh shit.
any shared space. You know, any
Kill me with
multiplayer
it.
space.
Circling one.
Yeah, gotcha.
Well, it was going faster than I could run, so
Yeah, that's why when it pops up, you want to, if possible,
blink through it.
get to the far side through it, blink through it, or get closer to them so you've got a faster route around. Because it hits hard.
Yeah, he was nearly dead too.
But yeah, in response to your question, yeah, server problems. But I'm level 19. I've already chosen my mastery, so I've had, some pretty extensive points where I was playing fine. But right now I was in a town area trying to exit to either of the quest areas that I had wasn't working, and so it has previously worked at least once where I backed out to character select, tried to get back in, got back in, and it put me in a different instance of the town area and I could get out without a problem. But right now I'm getting bonked with online play. Presumably there's a big spike in players right now because it's prime time. East Coast prime time.
Caught me just a bit too far away from him. Pretty easy otherwise.
Yeah, he's not too difficult. That one attack can be bad. And he only uses it when he's in the center of town, or center of the map.
Yeah, he's dead. That was easy that time. Fortunately killed him. He didn't really loot.
You may have it all filtered.
Yeah, he just...
I can't remember. There is a control that'll temporarily show it to you. It might be Z.
It looks like all just white crap.
Yeah, it was mostly that. When I got him, it was like half blues and half whites. Yeah, you're off to the end of time, and that's where you will choose your mastery. You'll talk to one NPC, and then there'll be another NPC you need to talk to. The other NPC is up the ramp to the left.
Yeah, he's not... I'm getting powered to max rank, so... Here's the end. Is this one just keep spam clicking like the others to run in and out? I can't load. Yep, now I get my bird. Or we'll get it eventually.
Bird is the word. Hey, Nod Knox, how you doing tonight?
There's a lot of people in the shard.
I had a really long stretch where I was having no problems, and then of course I start streaming, and I get the problems. So we are having server issues. But I am up to, I did get my mastery. I'm a Void Knight. Well, the thing is, if you play offline, those characters can't come online. Online and offline are completely separate. Because you can edit your offline characters. So you can cheat and juice your offline characters. So they keep them completely separate. And because, I'm hoping to be playing with my friends, I don't want to create an offline character and level them up and then have to switch. So I've been fighting it all day. Well, I wouldn't bother doing SSF. I mean, you can always just not group up and not trade, and congratulations, you're SSF. My suggestion would be just playing it normal. The default values go in. SSF, and there's two kinds of SSF. There's solo self-found character, where that character can't use anyone else except the stuff that he drops, and there's solo self-found account, which is a shared stash for those solo self-found characters. But you're better off going normal if you're going to play, because that allows you to, if you choose, get access to the trade and to play with other players. Come on, I deserve to connect. I deserve this. No. Don't have anyone to play with online, so it matters not. Well, but
Duck again.
still, if you choose to, when you hit about level 50-ish or so, you'll be able to choose online or offline. Merchant's Guild or Circle of Fortune, there's no reason to choose Merchant's Guild ever offline, but you could choose it online and you might be able to buy individual items to make your build cooler. But if you're going to just play solo self-found all the time and don't care about anything else, then yeah, offline should work fine. Now, one thing you can do is, if you play offline, you can, while playing online, still play your offline characters in offline mode and chat, if that is something you would want to do. So they offer you that option of playing your offline characters while connected, let's say, instead of online, and still chat with people. But I'm going to give it, let's say, another 20 minutes or so. And if I still have no luck in connecting, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'll probably either call it for the stream or stream something else, although I'm kind of loath to do that. I really want to play this. Every streamer you encounter today seems peeved off at LA. Well, that's understandable. I mean, they all want to play. We all want to play. And everything that they said was the right things to say beforehand about the testing and everything they'd done. The things that are failing are things that never failed in testing before. So, yeah, I would expect that most streamers are peeved. I'm not peeved. I'm disappointed for them. I really wanted them to have a good launch, if not a smooth launch, and it hasn't been smooth, and it hasn't been very good either because of the problems. Once I got in and made some progress, I was feeling good about things. I thought that they were making the offline option. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons they've got it. I mean, for instance, Mathel, PoE streamer, if you're familiar with him, is playing offline because he had no intention of, he's probably going back to PoE in a couple of days. So he had no real intention of either running the race or playing with other people or trading. So yeah, it made perfect sense. Yes, D4 had no option. Still doesn't. And as far as I can tell, was never designed to support one. So I'm going to take a sec and check what their status is. Doesn't look like they've made an update in a bit. No, that was 6 p.m. their time, I think, which is an hour ago. But they were saying that things sounded, we're looking better from their end, but it's not looking better right now from my end. It's possible that I have a client-side session issue, so if this one bounces like that, I'm going to exit and restart. That's a real
Still
crapshoot.
stuck in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now the servers are choking again. My assumption is the big rush from East Coast primetime has probably gagged everything up again.
Yeah. I'm not making it into this end of time thing.
I'm reopening. Logging in. US West, 20 milliseconds. Man, some of the time I've had single-digit milliseconds because evidently the server is in my garage. All right, well, I had no problem logging in. That's good. I think I'm probably going to bounce again. Yeah, I'm going to bounce again. We'll give it another, 10 minutes or so. We'll see. I don't expect it will change in that time, and I'll probably kill the stream for the evening and try again tomorrow. My disappointment is complete and my day is ruined. But I'm not upset. They're a small studio. It's a brand new game. Problems were expected. These are worse than I expected, but not by like an order of magnitude worse than I expected. Yeah, so I'm not surprised.
For some reason, your stream just starts spinning endlessly after about 30 seconds every time I'm in it.
That's odd.
Yeah. I've noticed that on others.
Twitch doesn't seem to like my stream for you.
Not at all. It's like 100% of the time.
Interesting, YouTube is doing the same thing. That you just described. I look at YouTube, and it's got the endless rotating circle.
I just loaded. Might be.
Maybe things are starting to clear up. We can hope.
Yeah. In the end time.
I live in hope. I'd say the server's melted, but not burrowed into the core. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable distinction. I'm back in. I too am back in.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get to where I need to get to.
I too am still stuck.
Long Canada.
Cool.
Well-run, the cultist town. All right, and I will now immediately try to break myself by heading to where my quests are. No, that looks like that may work. Ah, you had to re-download. They're adding a patch. There's a bug where you log in and it comes to an empty splash screen with just a background and not showing character choices. If you then log out and come back in, it fixes itself and that problem never recurs. So that's the patch, I think, is to fix that for first-time players. I have gotten into the camp where I'm moving on now to see if we can enter the fighty questing space. The ruins of Welrun. Yes, it appears. Well, I mean, I was about 5 minutes from calling it an evening. Now, a stream evening. Now I'm not. Looks like it's working. Knock on wood. Unless I spoke too soon. My experience has been only once that I got to the splash screen and it hung there. But this is the ruins of Wellrun, so this is where I wanted to be. I am indeed playing again. More hammer time. Yeah, something up there. Yeah, one of the baddies we need to kill. Oh, a glyph of despair. I don't even remember what that one does. Oh, for sealing an affix. That allows you to, in essence, if you get lucky, put a 5th affix onto an item. It's very good at the end game. And you've got 3 great affixes and 1 good affix. You don't jack the good affix all the way up to top tier, because a lower tier one has a better chance of sealing, and then you seal it, and you can add another affix. This is a lot of hammers, yes. That is correct. This is, however, not my real build. This is an intermediate build. But Hammer Paladin is one of the big builds in the game. So, but yeah, hammers are perfectly good, and I will eventually be speccing out of them. But for leveling, they're just fine. Why is that? Oh, okay. Let's get close enough to unlock that. Very nice. Yay! Welcome back.
Fighting things. Here I come.
And let's see. We are now going to, I think, start speccing out Smite. Yes. Even though we're not really going to be using Smite for quite a while. Nice. Congratulations. Bird Boy? Ah, that's the guy I need to catch. He is coming this way. And that's him right there. Quest repeated. Sorry, completed. Possibly repeated, but definitely completed. All right. Where do you think you're running? Another unique tip. That's
You're doing it.
that's
Not
8.
a single drop.
That's 8 unique drops and another one from a quest, which is ludicrous.
Good looking boat at this point.
+1 to dexterity skills. If I used the dexterity skills, that would be really freaking good. To the well-run Undercity. I'm glad I didn't hasten to bail. All right, now we're going to talk to a dead guy. That's him there. He's a dead guy. We've got mobs coming. Now we'll talk to the dead guy. I'm going to skip through all the story stuff because I've seen it a bunch, and frankly, if you're planning on playing, another unique.
Your drop rate's fucked.
It's just ridiculous. On the positive side, for you guys, at least it's one I already had. Alright, got that taken care of. Got like 2 more of those to knock out. If I had a shit ton of hammers.
Just yellow waves of minion damage. I think the pet counts as a minion.
Which counts as a minion?
The Falcon.
Yeah, the bird is a minion that cannot die.
Is that a buyback option?
A what option?
A buyback.
Yes, there is. Talk to the vendor. Rightmost tab at the top. We have freed that guy's soul from the phylacteries that were preventing it from passing on. He wants to die because the entire world is dead around him, and it's just not as much fun being undead when the whole world's dead too.
That is going to be good.
The soul repositories are destroyed. He gets his true death. Which to you or me would be kind of a bummer, but I guess that's what he wants. So, I mean, who am I to pick nits? He wants to be dead. Pfft. Alright, we'll sell stuff to the vendor over here. Excuse me. Mono regen, minion damage, couple of resists. I think I like the one I've already got. Can't wear. Not good. Not bad, but not great. 100. Lunge. Increase melee damage. I'm not doing that much melee damage. Most of my damage.
The hub instantly that time was good.
Good. I approve of that message. Increased health regen, strength. I know. No, I won't need that. Yeah, we're just going to sell it.
Where's the falcon? Do I need to change skills?
Yeah, to summon the scout, you've got to have it on the hotbar, I think.
Yeah, I don't have the slots though. So I'm not 20. I need another 4 levels.
Oh, do you mean to get access? Or you can drop one, yeah. Or wait, either will work. So you can see I'm currently wearing 3 uniques, and yeah, I've had 9 uniques drop, and another one from a quest.
Wait, I'm gonna drop one. Haste my main damage, so I'm like, no.
I am pleased that we have progress and that we're playing again. And that I get to keep streaming it. That's another point in my lunge. Ding 21. Bunch of screamers.
Good, yeah.
Ooh, lots of goodies out of that one.
Lot of weird that I wouldn't be in a position to really get my master skill.
You should be able to. I mean, it should be available the instant you choose the mastery.
Oh, it's available, but I'll be dropping like my higher level skills that I've added the build. I'm just surprised it didn't give me the 3rd slot.
It's supposed to be a big thing. There's the big thing.
Slightly odd, feels slightly counter. Since the master is such a big deal, yeah.
Alright, we grab the symbol of hope. And we will head back to cash in the quest there. Yeah, things seem to be loading way better. Alright, got a point. I need to see where I'm supposed to be spending that.
I want to just go back to what I had.
Here, I think. World Eater. Yeah, World Eater next for 4 points. Leech. Leech a portion of your melee and void damages health.
Yeah.
Leech is good.
Get the bird.
Right, we now head east.
Farewell.
Oh, I thought we forgot to put in points over here. Let's see, where were we going? Where were we going? Ah, that's right. Cull. We need one more point in there before we can get the culling skills. There was one more. It's still entering. Let's go ahead and check what we're doing with the first 5 points in Smite. Two, 1, 2, heading to the southeast. 2, 1, 2. We get to talk to guys. We've helped them out, and now they're going to sacrifice themselves to summon forth some void because they're not very smart.
Yes.
And we free them. For the final pieces, the void scours that hope from the world. Our bodies will be used as a sacrifice, so that we may become one. Damn it. Missed me. Got him. Drop some loot. Well, not a bunch. A little. And we'll keep heading on to the shattered valley. It might also be sheltered, but it's definitely shattered. The void is not going to save you all, guys. I hate to be the one to break the news to you. I'm a void knight. I know about these things on account of I'm close personal friends with the void. And frankly, he never returns my calls. Kind of a dick. Alright, in here we have to explore the cave under the Shattered Valley. I believe this leads us to the Lesser Refuge. These guys are bad. They hit really freaking hard. Fortunately, so do I. Jerks. Kaboom, kaboom. Eat. Flaming death. Okay, the death isn't technically flaming. It's hammers. There's a jerk out there. Yes, there is. Got him. So I hope, for the sake of the devs, and to a lesser degree myself, that they have finally completely kicked the ass of the server problems they were having. Whoops! The green on the ground hits really hard. That bubbling green acid / poison, whatever the hell it is, it hits really hard. Do not stand in the green poo. Spiders, or large numbers of the spiders, drop it as a ground effect when they die. Level 22. Ding 22. And having dropped 20 points into the Sentinel, now I have the mastery open for Void Knight. Eventually I'll also be putting some points into Paladin, as two of my endgame skills are the first two skills in Paladin. So eventually 15 points will go into Paladin. They die in a very noisy fashion. Although I suppose, you know, if I were in their place, I would probably do the same. Do not go quietly.
I would pretty much instantly right now.
Well, I mean, if they've got the handoff code working cleanly, or worked their way through the backlog, or whatever it was.
What?
Another shrine. It's giving me a buff. 100% crits, I think? I think it's 100% crits.
Just got the bright red drop, is that all you need?
It's going to depend on the filter. The colors on things are going to depend on the filter.
Yellow.
Must be a yellow with good affixes. Something specific for you.
Yeah.
I would guess +1 to a skill is likely to be a big one.
It says intelligence, but it's got lots of dodge rating on it and movement speed, so it's probably there.
Let's see. Yeah, there. That's good. Oh, there was also... Where are we going after that?
Lots of spiders. Actually, no.
Spooters everywhere.
Right.
We've got another time rift over here.
Alright, level fairly too bad.
Yeah, I mean, if the map transfers are going smoothly, you'll level pretty quick.
We're straight into having several points in when it's slotted.
Well, the number of points you get when you add a new skill goes up over time to as much as 8. And you'll find it'll level pretty quickly, too.
We're like 3 points in it, but I'm not using this skill yet.
Yeah, my third skill is Smite, and I don't think I even start using that for another 15 or 20 levels.
Oh, sure. It's 3% of melee damage lead to health.
Leech is good.
That is good. It doesn't have 31% increase health again. What's Attunement do?
Attunement is mostly castery. A caster skill for the most part.
Really?
If you hit C to bring to open up the character sheet, you can mouse over attunement there, and it'll tell you what it does.
I don't think it's useful to me. I use a bunch of dodge and stuff.
None of them are useless, I don't think, for any class. They all provide some benefit. But yeah, it's not going to be your first stat. Presumably that's always going to be Dex and maybe Vit. Vit's always nice too. Another point for me. Another point in World Eater. There we go. That opens up Abyssal Echoes, but
I'm stuck and I haven't actually had a...
we can't use it.
Yet.
Or we won't use it. We will use, in 5 more passes, we will use Devouring Orb. That's our main hitter. Hey there. Thank you very much. That is extraordinarily generous. Thank you. Back to the camp. Unless it hangs, don't hang. I didn't want to go to the cultist camp, but at least it's getting there quickly. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that.
Resistance and vitality.
There are an enormous number of good resources out there, and sometimes finding them can be a tough get, so to speak. All right, back to the council chambers. We talk to them.
May Terra smile upon you.
Okay.
Where do I say?
No. Maybe 95, more armor. Dex, strength, and armor. Yeah, sure. The armor makes it worthwhile, I think. What do we got here?
Next week, quick crit.
Strength and necrotic.
Do lose 36% range. Oh, use bow damage. Yeah, shit.
Depending on how much money you've got, you may want to start buying a few of the shattering sigils.
Yeah, I'm at almost 9,000.
Critical strike chance to ignite, necrotic resistance, and
I feel like I
health.
probably should be using the fortune too. I just don't really know when to be doing it.
Yeah, it would be for primarily at this point. What you would want to be looking for is if you've got any extra shards for like flat damage numbers for the things you're doing, and maybe wait for yourself to get an upgrade on an item before you look at forging on it. You know, so you don't,
Yeah.
oh, I'll forge this and then immediately get something that's better. That can replace that, that's for sure. The rest of these we sell.
Yes. Follow your feet.
And find the Temple of Terra, I think. That has...
That looks like.
That's where I'm...
+1 to puncture. Okay.
And yeah, and that just gives you an additional point to spend on the Spectre. Immediately.
Increases mowing damage. 6%. Yeah, that's a real nice one, right?
Uh-oh. Okay. Phew. Dodged a bullet. I thought we were hung again. For anyone just joining, the servers have been having issues for most of the day. And it's looking like maybe now they're coming together a little more solidly. And the real problem seems to be swapping sessions. Moving from one map to another, say. And we're going back in time to the ancient forest, where I believe we have an ancient dragon waiting for us, although it's kind of not really a dragon. It's sort of a dragon, but not... Yeah, it's weird. Now, because I have such a good weapon that I got as a random drop, I'm not even bothering to pick up or look at the rare weapons. It'll be a while before rare weapons will show up that'll be better than what I have. As I got a really good unique early on. A couple of them, actually. I've had stupid, ridiculous good luck on the number of drops of uniques. I'm at 9 drops and 1 from a quest. It's dumb. I am using up all of my freaking luck for low-level uniques. Because everyone knows that, in fact, you only get a limited amount of luck. And when it runs out, you're screwed. Everyone knows that, right? Speaking of which, there's another unique.
I don't understand the drop rates, so.
This is stupid. No, I mean, I've played countless characters. 24 characters I have played to levels 50 plus. I've never seen anything like this before.
Right, yeah. I mean, I've literally had 0. I don't. I mean,
I would say that is an unusually low number. I would have expected maybe 2 at the level you're at.
Really bizarre.
Yeah, this is a primeval dragon. Get out of there. Boom. And we'll finish him off about now.
Use health and what the hell is that? Oh, that's a short stuff. Throwing damage is probably good. Use a lot of health.
Oh, there was another point in Smite.
I don't know if puncture counts as throwing.
Check the tags on the skill.
No, melee. Is it? Oh, what? Oh shit! Puncture counts as melee. Okay. Ranged.
It can vary as to what skills you have equipped, and everything can change the tags.
Okay. I have seen. I've been ignoring anything with melee on it. Because should have been checking. Alright, new herb.
What, the cultist camp?
I guess. Yeah, we'll just go.
Gotta say right now, it seems like they have licked the server problems. So, good work, guys. That's another one. That's the 3rd set of those I've gotten. I have no idea what the hell's going on. Oh, each one of these mobs will drop a rare item. But almost all weapons. And right now, I'm not even picking up weapons anymore because it's probably going to be 20 levels, maybe 30 levels before I'm going to get a weapon that's better than what I'm using.
Quests on different directions. So.
Yes. Also, the quests to the north will require killing 2 or 3, I can't remember, The mobs move.
Should I do the south one first?
It doesn't matter. I would do the north one first.
Well, all the map seems to be continuing from the north, but one to the south is dead out.
I always do the north one first. But I did want you to be aware that it has a quest for killing like 3 mobs, I think, and they move through the map. But if you're close enough to them, they will show up on the mini-map. Ding 24. Yeah, they don't sound insane or anything. They're corrupted. Everything's fine with them. If you don't, if you ignore the mad laughter. Those are all new sound effects. Hey, dude, where do you think you're going? I don't want you getting away like that. Mr. Big and Fugly. Let's go through.
I just got a relic. Green. I've got a set item.
You got a set item. Congrats.
It's red. What colour? It goes in there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a mallet. Relic slot. Minion. Oh, that's 38% increased minion damage.
Gee, I don't know. You think you can use that?
Unfortunately, this is actually a necromancer set. It's got bone golem. It's an enemy.
Yep, I know the one.
Yeah.
But the one piece.
One piece is once like that.
Well, there's your first. I don't have any of those yet, so you're ahead of me on set pieces.
Oh boy.
And it's one you can use.
Yeah. Yeah, the Falcon's probably going to be... The damage is probably going to a lot next time. I'm nearly there. I'm like one and a half. And then lots of mob density.
Yeah, the density goes up.
Reminds me of the area we used to use speed leveling and create all the little insects to level.
You think the game wants you to play? Start a new character? Pick mage, play one. Tome of Elements drop. Nice. Nice, not nice. I'm sorry about the death.
Cool. Save here.
What killed you?
Bunch of AoEs and I'll cast them at once.
Some of the void assholes?
Yeah.
Yeah, do not ignore the fact that when they're firing off those batches, and they're much easier to avoid now than they used to be. They're not easy to avoid, but they're a lot easier than they used to be.
Into this first one. This is just straight at medium damage. Okay, so I've now unlocked explosive trap, which is my big damage.
Yeah, that's what, 5 points into the mastery?
Yeah. How do you actually use these? Because I unlocked them before, but did you need to slot those?
If you click on your hotbar in any particular space, you can choose which skill to go there.
Right. I've not been doing Probably
So-
should have been doing that.
Yeah, I think so. I would have to agree that would have been optimal.
Well, I was all up in using his launchers. Not to actually be using my acid blast too.
I got the item that turns Acid Flash into an ice skill instead of a poison skill. That's one of the uniques I got. The ludicrous number. Seriously, I feel like apologizing. Let's see, where was it? Yeah, okay, there's a special chest over here to the west, so that's where I'm going. Get out, get out.
Oh, that gives me 4 constant points.
And here's the special magic chest. They seem like they're having fun, though, the bad guys, as they laugh maniacally.
The skills on the bar versus the slotted skills at the top under the skills page.
You can have skills that are advancing that aren't on your hotbar, and you can have skills on your hotbar that aren't advancing. That you haven't,
Right,
you know.
so falconry was available both in the hotbar and all slotted on the skills tab. So what's the difference?
Well, the hotbar things are the skills you can actually use. The spect ones from the passive, where you have access to the passives, those are the ones that are leveling up, whether you're using them or not.
Okay, so I couldn't use the active falcon skill without actually having falcon slotted on the passive, because the passive is to summon it. Can't do falcon strikes without a falcon at my side, right?
I believe that is.
So,
Yes,
okay,
I
so
think. I'm not sure because I haven't used that specific skill.
Yeah.
Normally, if you've got the skill, even if it's not advancing, even if it's not getting experience and not getting any points, you can still use it.
Right. Okay. Which I think I've been using because I had like Shurikens, which has no experience.
As an example, right? Yeah, you currently only have 3 skills that can be 2 or 3 skills that can be advancing.
3.
Yeah, but you have 5 skills on the bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I get it. So this is for you.
Yeah.
Loads. This doesn't correlate to the guide at all.
How you doing, Marwise?
Not too bad. I am in the outskirts of the last refuge.
Level 12, getting close. About level 15 is when you'll be able to get your mastery.
Great battle was lost here. Darkness
Does make
is all that is
sense.
left.
Where I roughly remember it to be.
Well, depending on when you played last, you get the mastery a lot earlier than you used to.
It's been a year ago that I last played.
Did you play when Rune Master was in or not?
I genuinely don't remember. Sick Warner Ezra from his marauding hordes. Entering the council chambers.
Dun dun dun! I guess it's hammer time. We're over here. And now we're going to fight it out with a rogue mage.
The title of this section is Before You Unlock Explosive. Basically, this explosive trap replaces puncture. Should I be spec again?
Like I said, don't be shy if you think it's a mistake to if the current setup is not what you want or what the guide says. I end up respecing this a number of times.
Yeah, I feel like I should be replacing puncture now. Maybe. This is my
Got him.
Too heavy.
thing, so
Definitely don't need that. I mean, for instance, my hammers gets up to like level 10 or 11, where I have 10 or 11 points in it, and then I unspec it.
this is like telling me when to unspec when it It's 25, 55 Falconer, 20, 20, 20.
Eventually, you will run into an object in maps that you don't recognize. It looks like sort of a big magical container for something, and it actually holds an exiled mage, and they are very difficult. And they will drop what is called an experimental magic item. And that's the only way to get one of the affixes that shows up on those items, is by defeating the rogue mages. I've had 2 of them, I think, so far. So you will see those. And that'll do it for him.
Still actually have rid of this. Still have you know enough points in it. Minion damage. back on.
Into the Lotus Halls I go. I will return to the council chambers, cash in a quest, sell some stuff, knock on wood.
Okay. Bird auto attack, just basically one drum over them.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, okay. I'm just...
Things are a little better now?
I
Phew. Got into the
basically
council
just need to
chambers.
walk around and let the bird kill them.
The consensus from the streamers and the people who know the game best was that it seemed really strong.
Greetings.
I think without using the traps here.
Do not dwell on regret.
Alright. New Helm. Mana, Fire and Cold? That's 95. This is 52.
It's really good. The difference is stupid.
Health gain on melee hit, cold, freeze rate, endurance, health.
That is a lot up.
The health on it is worthwhile.
Last time. It's a lot of loot.
That, however, is better for now. The throwing damage is actually a big win.
If I use the portal, can I come back to the same spot?
You should be able to, yes.
I had a lot of loot there, and I don't know.
+1 to swipe. So these are druid gloves.
Where's the vendor at?
And pretty good ones. That was a no. Okay, that is no. Cast speed, melee attack speed, no. More throwing damage. 6. Yeah, 6. Okay, I already had 6 on there. Okay, so the one I've got is just as good. Mana strength, no. The belts, the magical belt we got, the unique belt I've got is better than that. Cast speed, endurance, and necrotic. No, I've got, yeah, additional throwing damage is good. We've got additional, those are both pretty good. Let's see, ring. Freeze rate multiplier, that's movement speed, minion damage, poison, endurance now. Yeah, elemental damage, poison resistance. No, we'll stick with the one we've got. It's a bunch of stuff to sell.
Yes.
Pardon me as I talk to myself. I do this a lot. I do this when people are not watching. I'm a self-talker. Is this good? It's not bad. So, we're going to remove these. Take a look at our resists now. Wonder what they're like. Our cold and fire
Seismic's probably making the
and void are good.
strong.
Everything else is trash.
Follow your feet.
That's the third set of Lessons of the Metropolis I have. So yeah, 2, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11 unique drops I have had at level 25. The word for this is stupid. That's not what happens. I played the game a lot. That's not what happens. 4 would be more normal.
So these gloves might actually be better because melee damage will be leech, right? That's probably better.
It's certainly worth... I'd hold on to the other ones just in case it doesn't actually work the way you expect. Come on, entering the Lotus Halls. Don't get hung up here, guys. Entering the Lotus Halls. You want me to go there. You want me on those halls. You need me on those halls. Yes. It's looking like the servers are behaving much better. Not perfectly yet, but much better. There's one of my pets. Where'd the other pet go? Oh, there is the fox. I have no idea what the fox says, by the way.
Stand down or die.
We have to come here. We realize, oh, we can't get there. There's a missing bridge. So now we have 2 long runs through batches of mobs. Fortunately, as long as we're moving through them, our hammers dish out lots of damage. Sometimes you just gotta beat the living crap out of people with hammers. I mean, that's just, it's a rule.
I'll throw the trap and everything can die. Well, I can beat that boss.
Almost up to another level. That's the next level. We head over here. We click the clicky. We step back in time.
Died again, Jesus.
We picked up an object we need. Now we can go back to there, but it's actually faster. There's my portal effect. Isn't it pretty? It's probably actually faster to do it the other way. That probably wasn't the right way to do that. But please just don't tell anyone about the mistake I just made. I actually just wanted to do it this way. Let me back in the Lotus Halls. Come on, you can do it. Be my friend. Oh, that's right. The other way I would have been doing it I don't think actually works, because I think I tried that in the past. Come on, Lotus Halls, Lotus Halls, Lotus Halls.
Yeah, the Falcon attack is insane.
Lotus Halls, please. Back in the Lotus. Thank you. All I have to do is say please. And it takes me right back. The Lotus Halls. Lotus Halls. Please.
Oh, I see. This is a complete. Oh, I see how it works. And it just overlaps. Falcon.
I think we're going back in now. Come on. Come to Papa. There we are. So we have the first device. Now we need to find the second key to the bridge devices.
Stand down or die.
But I should pick points from miles. probably max that one spell out by how because it might be like
Stand down or die.
should be smoke bomb in the final sector.
Gotta.
I guess I'm gonna be spare.
Stand down or die.
I'm not get a not smoke bomb.
More crafty bits. Good evening. The server issues are getting much better. So for about the last hour and almost a half, it's a little bit slow going between locations, but not unworkably so. Yeah, it won't allow me to travel there because it thinks I'm already there.
Smoke
So
bomb.
we'll hoof it then. Back the way we came. I am enjoying it. I am pleased that it all seems to be working way, way better now. I'm pleased not just for myself and the players, but for the devs. Because I know what it's like when the stuff you're in charge of is busted and you've got to try and work it, make it work. That sucks.
Level the explosive traps and such shit. See what you can. That's good.
I mean, I've made good progress. I'm having ridiculous, stupidly ridiculous luck in getting unique drops. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know they got started completely basically as a we're not making a game. We're designing a game, and if we think it would sound like fun, then maybe we'll try to make it type of thing. I'm not in the right place yet. Note to self, be in the right place. Alright, I'm now in the right place. Almost. I am now in the right place. We place a thing there and a thing there, and we enter the Sanctum Bastille. So yeah, now that everything seems to be working much more closely to smoothly, I'm very pleased with the way it's going. I was a little disappointed that they've had as much trouble, but not really surprised. You know, small dev team, big rollout. I think much more successful than they were expecting. And so I can't say I was even a little surprised. Just a tiny bit disappointed. Not in them, but that it didn't work out better for everybody. Because I think these devs deserved a good launch. But deserve in this world's got nothing to do with nothing. I'm sure you've noticed. More shards for me. And as always, the player base on Steam and everything overreacts It's like, guys, it's a brand new game. It's their first game. There are going to be issues. Do I wish there weren't? Of course. But try to be a little bit reasonable about it. Of course there's going to be problems. And hey, right now, it sure as hell looks a lot better than, say, oh, the Diablo 3 launch. For those of us who remember that. Yeah, and, you know...
Oh, look, I just got a unique
What'd you get?
gloves fighting chance. 69% increased melee damage.
69? Nice. Sorry. My apologies to everyone for doing the internet-required nice meme. Do 69. Yeah, as far as launches go, this one's not terrible. It's a little disappointing. No worse than that.
I definitely didn't see that like type of beam before, so that's legit my first one. 21 health gain on kill as well, and movement speed increase. They're really nice. Action.
Definitely do not want to stand in that. Got him. Sorry, big guy. You drop any goodies? Not really. Unless you count the Epoch.
Yeah, just press W.
Oh yeah, I got my mastery class a while back. I am a Void Knight. I've only played Forge Master once. I do not have a strong opinion either way.
After eons alone, three again become one. On the precipice of a broken world, there is hope. The Epoch is reforged.
No, 7 months ago.
As the traveler left, their real journey began.
Say it ain't so.
It's so. Oh, I'm entering the end of time. We'll see if it's going to let me do it or not.
No, eventually.
Oh, yeah, that's my first unique.
Yeah, I'm already...
Oh,
Nice. And what did you get?
Snowblind.
And here we are at the end of time
All
again.
kinds of cold things.
Void bolts. Devouring orb. There we go. That's the skill that we're actually going to use for most of our stuff. Where do we want that? Let's see. We can put...
Too bad my build doesn't use any cold things.
that is unfortunate. Getting an item you can't use. Disappointing, certainly.
I mean, all the other stats are better than the helm I had on, but it definitely won't be sticking around in my character for long.
I believe now I respec out of
Swords.
lunge, I think. I need to check the build guide. I'm following a build guide. Enough passive points unlocked to use your third specialization slot to spec into it. Don't use Devouring Orb until you have 10 passive points into it. Right. So we don't use it until then, so we exit this one, I believe. I'm going to double check that.
Taking 15.
Congratulations, you soon will be headed for your mastery choice.
Wunderbar.
I don't know.
Oh, 20, your third spec. Right, so now we despec
Close.
out of this and start specking into Devouring Orb. Respec, despecialize. Devouring Orb goes in, and we start specializing in that. You'll note, I'm currently specializing in 3 skills. This one I won't use until like level 34 or something, and this one I won't use until a couple levels after that. Major Kicks. Good evening. There was the sip. The old man's back is bothering him, so he will carefully stand up, and he'll give you 3 laps around the chair tonight.
28% increase dodge rate.
1.
Plus 30 dodge rate.
2. You see, you got to work your way up to the greater lengths, and that's 3 laps. I'm bushed. So now I'll be spending points in 2 skills I won't be using for like 10 levels. It's the optimal path. Let me see what... I know where point is going here. That's going there. But the first 4 points in Devouring Orb, I'll check. Let me check. Devouring Orb, Devouring Orb, Devouring Orb. First 4 points. Down, left, down, right. So we go down, left, down, right. In complexity, it is roughly between the 2 games, Major Kicks. They've had a lot of server problems today. They are mostly gone now. So in complexity, it's roughly between, D2 and PoE. I don't remember enough about D2. It's more complicated than D2 for sure. It's between D2, D3, D4, and PoE. It's roughly in the middle. The big to-dos about it, the most impressive things are probably every skill has its own specialization tree. And you can have 5 of them specialized at a time. That's probably the single biggest, ooh, that's nifty feature that would get people's attention. Oh, really? D3, after they did the big loot fix, was perfectly playable for like a couple of nights every league or season. I'm very happy with Last Epoch. I have over 400 hours in it. But today's launch day. It was in early access for years, and I had got like 420 hours before today in it. So I obviously, for $35, it's half the price of D4, and it's, I think, a much, much better game. Let me give you another person's opinion. I will ask him. I'm currently in Discord with a couple of friends. Hey, Vorp. I had someone ask about how this stands between the Diablo games and PoE. What do you think about this game now that you've played it for, a couple of hours compared to D4?
Well, I mean, I think I've got further on this campaign tonight than I did on D4 campaigns until launched.
That says enough, I think. That even with the server problems, you've spent more time in this than you did in D4.
It's pretty... Well, I gave it one solid evening on D4, and honestly, I was bored the entire time. I've not been bored in this. It's actually... Combat's been more challenging. The difficulty level is higher. It's been a steeper learning curve, and that's good. And yeah, D4 was kind of just
There.
it's like the difference between driving, normally and just sitting on an empty interstate on cruise control. That's D4.
Okay.
Not very
Thank
good
you.
for the excitement levels, really. But if you just want super easy, sit on the couch with the controller for an hour to a night, and D4 is probably a game.
So, more
The
depth.
sort of hours that we normally do in these games.
Yeah, a lot more depth here than D4, I think you'll agree.
Yeah. Definitely regret spending the money on Dagger 4. Maybe in a year or two, it might be.
Yeah, D4 in the future might be a perfectly good ARPG. Right now, it's not really. This one is already there.
The fact that
I
they
think.
feel they can charge like $70 for their upcoming expansion.
Would I compare it to a more
Well, that's
streamlined
spending
PoE where
almost
your skill tree
maybe
isn't as
edible
complex?
content, So
It's certainly more streamlined than PoE. It doesn't have the depth at endgame that PoE has. That's the biggest gulf. If they had, roughly comparable endgames, I would say that PoE's big advantage would be system depth, and this one would be advantages would be crafting and ease of build craft. Blizzard North no longer exists. That's true. D2 is the last game from them at all, basically. The other thing, big advantage this has over PoE. PoE has much deeper crafting. This one has much more straightforward and I think more compelling crafting.
I believe we censured we the sea cow.
I'm skipping through the story stuff.
Queen, leader of the living rebels, and show her the epoch. The rest will be
and minion melee bow damage, physical burn. So my minion physical burn.
One of the gimmicks this game also has is time travel. I'm currently in the Imperial era. There's the Ruined era, the End of Time, the Divine era, and the Ancient era. And you have quests. They're not really using the time travel as much of a gimmick right now, as more sort of a narrative device. But one place it is gimmicky is you'll go into the Great College and there's a door that's locked. And so what you have to do is you have to go into the future where the door isn't locked, get the key, and then go back and open the door. Played PoE till like season 4 or 5, but the builds started getting too complex. That's not what happens here, for sure. The builds are a lot more straightforward, and they're a lot easier for a player to manage and make function, as opposed to having to either have a PhD in PoE or follow a build guide. Here, you don't have to follow a build guide. You really don't. I have a particular reason for following one, in that I want to push through to, it's in the Divine era. I want to push through to here because there's a game feature that doesn't open up until you reach this location, and it's account wide, and so I want to get there and unlock that game feature so that any additional characters I create, because I am an alt whore, any additional characters I get will have that unlocked from level 1. So that's why I'm pushing through with a build. My second character, I think I'll probably just wing it completely. And if you have experience, say, even that many years ago in PoE, and having played D2, I would say that if you find the game that it looks interesting to you, that for $35, it's a good buy, and you would be able to handle the build craft on your own. It would be tough to build a bad build. You could do it. It would be tough to build a bad build. It just might not be optimal. But optimal, you can always optimize later. It's relatively easy to respec. You can respec points on your passive trees. This is my base passive tree, and when you hit 20 points and a certain part in the story, you can choose a mastery. This is my mastery tree. Respecking these points just costs a little gold. Respecting the skill points on the passive or on the skill trees basically has an XP cost for the skill. So if I were to respec like 3 points on this tree, it might take me 20 minutes or half an hour to get those 3 points back and to spend them elsewhere. But you can completely unspec a skill. I just did unspec a skill. And this is going to be my primary damage dealer once it gets up to a total of 10 points. So the build craft is very manageable, even if you don't know the game, if you have a little experience in ARPGs. Last time you played, respecking was a little rough, but not terrible. Yeah, if you're respecking your the skills a lot, that's a little more painful. But at end game, if you respec a skill, it goes down to 8 skill points. Completely remove the skill and put another one in its place. You would get 8 skill points to spend, I believe it is. And you'd be back up to level 15 in probably 15 or 20 minutes. Getting all the way up to level 20, which is the base cap on skills, takes a while. I have nothing to sell to him. But I will go ahead and I'm going to start buying runes of shattering, which are used in crafting. Yeah, I would agree with your description that respecing skills is a little bit rough, but not terrible. And I am skipping through the story stuff because I've seen it many times, and I would like to leave players to hit the narrative stuff by themselves and enjoy, or skip through if they don't enjoy that sort of thing. They want me to do a forge, which is the crafting, so I will. This is a unique item. This is a unique item. This is a unique item. There's nothing I can do realistically to craft on these, but I can craft, for instance, on my helm. An item can have 4 affixes, 2 prefixes, 2 suffixes, and this only has 3. It has dexterity, strength, armor, and I can put something else on it. I click here, and it'll show me what crafty bits for crafting I have picked up so far that I can add to it. Well, how about health? Health is good. In most games, health is good. So I click on that. This will add a health affix. Now, we also have these. Glyphs of Hope. When normally, if I was to just add this affix right now, it would take up some of my forging potential. You can keep crafting on an item until the forging potential is gone. And by default, if you look here, it costs between 1 to 18 forging potential. But if I click on this Glyph of Hope, now I have a 25% chance that it costs none. So that will allow me to put more forging onto this item and make it better and better. So it's currently at 24. I hit that 25% and it took up none of the forging potential. But I don't want to burn through all of my Glyphs of Hope. They're very, very, very useful. And at a low level, I don't want to burn through them all. I don't have that many. But I will go ahead and add another affix here. That used 2 forging potential. And now that's adding 22 to my health. I got a critical hit. It went up by 2. It's now tier 4, adding 43 to my base health. I can't raise it anymore because my level is too low. When I get to level 39, I'll be able to forge more stuff on it, more health on it. I could probably, nope, I'd have to hit 30 to add strength. I'd have to add 30 to dex, 29 to add that. So we've improved our helm by a lot and added 43 health. So that was like, what, 15%? Something like that. We were at about 380. Yeah, like 13% we added to our hit points. Just with that basic, and that's the basis of crafting. It's pretty straightforward. As compared to, say, crafting in PoE, which has got a lot more options, ability to make things stupidly good. It's a little more straightforward here. Now, there is also a more complicated way of of adding to make items stupid good, but that's really end game. All right, we're now entering well-renowned skirts, and as long as the servers are still behaving, knock on wood, might take 30 seconds or so for the server to catch up. This has been the problem today, has been transitioning from one map to another map, especially going in or out of a town map. This is considered a town map. Town maps are multiplayer. They're shared by players. This is a player, another player running up. I am enjoying the game. I'm having a good day. I have a high bar for something like great. I'm having a good day. I am experienced. I bought it several years ago in early access. It is one of the few early access games I have no regrets about buying. I have 419 hours, I think, when I started today. So I'm certainly not one of the, old timers, the guys with massive experience. I've never gotten deep into the end game or any of that. I'm a little worried right now. This is taking longer to make the transition from town to the well-run outskirts than it had been taking for the last almost 2 hours. Hopefully, it'll catch up. Yeah, if anyone's got any questions, I can try to answer them for you. No promises I've got the answers, but I'll try. Go ahead, we can keep this there. Please, guys, please. Listening to you talk, looking at the trees made you excited to play. Probably play a good amount tomorrow after work. Excellent. I really hope you like it. I think the devs have done a good job all the way through. They have been talking with the player base. The way that devs always talk about talking, they've actually talked and listened and made changes based on player input. If you're familiar with the PoE streamer Zizarin, when they first contacted Ziz to see if he would play it, he asked, do you want me to give honest opinions? Because, I don't want to blow smoke. And he said, oh, no, we want you to roast us. Tell us everything that we are doing wrong. So when a dev says, oh, no, we want you to roast us, that's what got my attention, was when Ziz shared that particular anecdote that the devs actively wanted him to roast them. And I watched a little bit of the gameplay and bought it. Sorry, what was that, Marwise?
Walk upstairs and talk to Elder Gaspar.
Well, it's not really upstairs. It's more a ramp to the west of the stash. Basically, he's directly over your head.
And I get to choose a mastery.
You sure do.
Oops, I did it. Again.
And, Warlocky?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. It looks pretty spicy.
Truly.
Yeah, Ziz also, it kicked in.
Yay. At least I killed him.
Ziz also designed an item for the game. It's a helm.
Still counted.
For druids or beastmasters. Primalists, anyway. It turns each of their wolves into 2 squirrels instead. That was his addition to the game. A helm that turns your wolves into squirrels, but twice as many. Let's see. David Harbour, the actor, designed an item for the game. Necro item, I think. The squirrel helm is also very strong. It got nerfed, and it's still quite strong. I have not had a chance to play with it. I tried to get one and failed using the Rune of Ascendance. I had a bunch of Runes of Ascendance, and I decided I wanted to burn a bunch and see if I could get it. A Rune of Ascendance, in this case, you take a random non-unique helm and you use a Rune of Ascendance on it, and it'll turn it into a unique helm randomly. And I did not get lucky. Well, it's trying to transition me into the well-run outskirts. It's trying. It got me to the splash page. At the start. Yeah, so this has been the issue with the servers. Has been zone transitions. This is the longest I've had one go now for 2 hours. The last 2 hours, it's been, maybe 20 seconds to transition from one zone to another, at most. So this one's taken several minutes for me to get to the splash page, and a couple more minutes sitting here, knock on wood. It'll get me in a sec, so I can get back to killing things. It's an ARPG. It's about killing things for loot. This is what we do. Oh, I think we're going. I heard my GPU fan spin up. There we are. Yep. The GPU fan spinning up was quite a giveaway. So my character is a Void Knight. And I'm using the spinning hammers. There's a very strong build called Hammerdin, which is the hammer paladin that basically is built entirely around this skill. In my case, this is a placeholder skill. This is not... I'll be completely swapping out of this in like 8 or 10 levels. I won't be using it at all anymore. Whoop, we got a Rune of Refinement. Can't let that go. If I had a billion hammers... I have had ludicrous luck so far in getting unique drops. I have 9 or 10. No, I think I have 11 unique drops so far, which is just ridiculous. At this point in the game, 4, maybe 5 would be usual. So I have no idea what the hell's up with that. That was not a complaint. I want to be clear. I'm just a tad surprised and confused. So as an example of how you spec a skill, how much it can change things. For instance, by default, these hammers, they go straight, they hit something, and then they come back. I have points in here that allow me to summon extra hammers, points that make them rotate in a spiral out, and another couple points spent in making them circle in a spiral around me and move with me. Yeah, streamer luck. I guess, yeah, I can't say no, can I, realistically, because I was just saying yeah. So I would say this is the first time I've ever seen streamer luck for myself. I've seen it occasionally on Mathel and almost every day when I watch Steel Mage, every league I watch Steel Mage, he lands a number of them. Steel Mage obviously has God's cheat code for games. I used the Forge in the Outcast. Damn, why did I not get credit for that quest? Stupids. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Where are we heading? We have to gain entry to the Great College in Welrun. That's the one that we have to go back in... Or no, we have to go forward in time to get the key to. Ooh, you little snot. Flame Guard Sulla. Stand down or die. Actually, just go ahead and stand down, because you're going to die either way. This guy has many hit points. This guy had many hit points. Into Imperial Welrun. Hopefully, a quick transition. Yes, that was quicker. Much better. It definitely seems mostly between towns, multiplayer areas, and single-player maps. Where are we going next? Here. All the way out to there. We are now in Imperial Welrun, in the Imperial era. The Empire is an empire of the undead. This is a new mob type, the Bone Sculptor. There are a number of new mobs. Lots of improved graphics and sound in the game. Okay. The graphics are significantly better. They're still not, like D4 quality or anything. But they're good. And certainly a lot better. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will attempt, with my utmost energy, which isn't much, to have a great night. Okay. We come over here, and we can't get in because we don't have the key. Sure, there. Re-entering Imperial Welrun. Fast transition. Relatively fast transition. So, we're in the Imperial era. If we go to the Ruined era, and we go to the ruins of Welrun, we can go into that building that's locked and get the key. And then go back to the point in time we just were and open the locked door. That's sort of the most they've done with the time travel gimmick outside of narrative stuff. Ding 28. Ding 28. I am doing it. Entering the ruined college. And this door is the one that was locked, and it's been destroyed over the years. I have the crest that is necessary, the key to open the door. Another point there. Point there. Go to the map. We go back to the Imperial era. And back to Imperial Wellrun. And now we can get in that door that was locked. Okay. Come on. It's trying. There we go. Not always as snappy as you would want. And now we're back in Wellrun. In the undead Imperial era. The Great College. Huh. So it does appear that while you're trying to make that transition, it does appear that you can take damage. Or maybe not. I'm fully healed.
Ancient forest.
You're back in the Primeval era, aren't you? Ancient era. Yeah, yeah. Potato, potato. The seal binding the door fades away, and in we go. Now we just have to find and, well, kind of kill. Re-kill, I guess? A little more accurate. They're all undead, so re-kill. Not sure what it's called when you send an undead back to their actual death.
Didn't say how many objectives here, though. Why did it send me here? Am I just going to clear these?
Head to the east, to the north and east. You'll eventually run into a primeval dragon. Ooh, that's new. Holy crap. The big bone golem's new. There was a big bone golem in there. There's never been a big bone golem in there before. I will now return, somewhat regretfully. Good evening. Top of the morning. Not yet here. By my clock, 6:45 p.m. Your mileage may vary. Let's see, to be top of the morning, does that have to be like sunrise? I think it's kind of would have to be post-sunrise. So, Australia? Pure guesswork. All right, we're going to go back to the Outcast camp and hope that we get a fast transition. Yes, time zones. And I just did a time travel quest in-game. I went forward in time to get a key off a body, and then back in time to open a door that was locked with the key, kill the guy, and put the key back on his body. Time travel. And this is the one problem we've been seeing with the game today, is map transitions can be dicey, particularly if you're going to the multiplayer areas like the Outcast camp. There'll be other players running around here. The gameplay areas are all instanced, so just you and or your group will go into those, but there are shared social areas. And the transitions from multiplayer zones to instanced areas has been the problem today. It's been, for most of the last 2.5 hours, it's been pretty good, with occasional long waits.
Looks like an arena.
Yes, and how are things in the future, by the way? Now that you're going to send me a message from the future, so I am curious. Do we have jetpacks yet? Because frankly, I've been waiting for jetpacks since I first saw them in the James Bond movie. I would agree, yeah, it's not far-fetched to say that I'm reading future texts. Yeah, I'm getting messages from the future. Talk to them.
Stay safe.
Got 2 quests over here. I would swear that I had used the forge in the Outcast camp, but we'll use it again, just in case. Oh, now at that time we got the completion. Good. Only when you down a few pints do we get the jetpacks?
Fuck all.
Well, you don't have to convince me to down a few pints.
There's something else in there.
By pints, are we talking hard liquor or beer or ale? Because I'm good with both. All.
Oh, well, yeah, that was a waste of time.
If you're wondering what the other voices are, I have a couple of my friends. We're in Discord together while I stream.
Where am I go?
Did you finish off the Primeval Dragon?
Yeah, it was really basically no tops, 100 XP.
Yeah, is there... I don't remember if there is a waypoint there or not.
There is.
Yeah, then just use it. When you click on the waypoint, it'll say, do you want to go back where you were? And just click yes. And it'll drop you close to the time warp thing. Any form of the good ethanol gets your brain fuzzy and in its happy place. For me, that is vanilla vodka, splash of cream, root beer. Now, if you're not an American, root beer, frequently referred to as vile by my non-American friends. Let's see. That's not as good as the one I made. 5 strength. Oh, 3 strength. Wow. Vision. 100 armor, 75 armor. Disappointing. Couple of cells.
Yes.
I have many sins, but of the sins I do not regret, alcohol, one of them. All right, so we've got rid of those. We need to get back here to Imperial Wellrun. Most of them made shade sugary toothpaste in liquid form. Well, if you like root beer, In America, a very common sort of summer treat for kids and adults alike is a root beer float, which is root beer with a scoop of vanilla ice cream in it. And so this beverage with vanilla vodka and a splash of cream kind of recreates the childhood innocent joy if it had alcohol. And I have been known, upon very, very rare occasion, frequently, to enjoy an awful lot of it on stream. There used to always be a batch of mobs right here, okay. And now they are. Let us throw another point there, and we're getting close. We're up to 7. Ooh, he hits hard. Not a fan of him. Oh, get out. Ouch. He's throwing, ain't no fair, he's throwing flaming enormous skulls. I object. Enjoy iced coffee with half a cup of brandy. Satisfies the sweet tooth and relaxes the body. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yes.
Gotta say that sounds good. I would be completely okay with that as a beverage.
God's be with you.
Right now, actually. Nope. What's in the Super Soaker? Major Kicks has suggested I be shot with a Super Soaker. I would like to know what's in the Super Soaker. If it in fact is aforementioned beverages of adult leisure nature, I would be okay with that. I would open my mouth. Good God, y'all. War, what is it good for? Answer, absolutely nothing. That's right, in the future, have adventurous taste buds. Well, there are a number of different things I have historically enjoyed. Whoa! That I have enjoyed imbibing. Do not get in the fire. The fire bad. Along with my vodka and root beer, I'm also an enormous fan of a gin and tonic. Gin and tonic is a lovely beverage, especially in the hot weather. I have to say that given their invention of the gin and tonic, the British earned their empire.
Let's do for the night. It's 11 here.
All right, Marwise. Hopefully we will see more of you in the near future.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Have a great night.
Sometime tomorrow night, probably. I'll let you know how the job interview went. Have a good night.
Good night.
Good.
Viewer recommended alcohol combination would be a good stream video title. Ooh, well, yeah, but it would have to be like one suggestion per stream because mixing and matching, that's seldom a good idea, in my experience. Ow. The old saying round to these parts is Whiskey before beer, never fear. Beer before whiskey, pretty risky. And I have experienced the negative consequences of mixing alcohols in a less than thoughtful manner. So far, the liver manages. I don't do it often enough that I worry about the liver. I worry more about the calories, frankly, right now. Old fat man is losing weight. Level 29.
It's a quiver with 17% increased minion damage.
Falcon approved. Lots of undead. Lots and lots and lots of undead. Stomach doesn't approve of mixing like fruity flavor drinks with any other type of alcohol. Yeah, I have to be careful with the fruity drinks or any of the drinks that are going to have sugar in them. Historically, those are the ones I tend to feel the next day. And the advice for them younglings who are spreading their wings in any work industry. The company is not your friend. HR is not your friend. The company would screw you over for a buck. Like, I can do the fruity flavor drinks, but that's all it's got to be. Can be mixing with other stuff, because that's when the stomach will be like, nope, got to go out one way or t'other. Yeah. You've got to be... Well, anything with the alcohol, in my experience, there are a lot of ways mixing drinks can go wrong, and only a few they can go right. So forgive my somewhat negative take on going out into the working world, but I have experienced it. The company will not hesitate to screw you over if it's to their advantage. So never expect them to behave well. Sadly. Well, I'm going to the Corrupted Lake.
That's big boss.
Which one is that?
Temple Garden.
Yes.
Oh my god, and the bird just took half its health off in one hit.
It's possible that Falconer may be a little bit overpowered.
Bird just shredded him. I'm just walking around in circles and watching health just get chunked.
Companies view us
Like,
as
throwing bombs.
liabilities and numbers. After all, we are replaceable. That's it. It's really easy to, to believe HR when they tell you what you want to hear.
And the big, the dive attack.
They'll tell you they're there to help you and deal with the problem. It doesn't mean that they won't actually help you, but that's not why they're there. the group playing this, is it just as chaotic as PoE? You don't get the kind of leverage that you can in PoE if you're playing, you know, characters that are built to buff the group can easily make PoE stupidly overpowerful. You don't get the sort of advantage from playing in a group that you do in PoE. Here, it's more if you're playing with friends than playing for an advantage in a group. You do get more loot and stuff. The scaling is not punishing that way. But realistically, in PoE, you mostly group up for advantage. Here, grouping is going to be more likely done for social reasons. In my experience, and keep in mind, that's my experience, you know, in the early access. It's certainly possible that a lot of the game dynamics will change. To be honest, it's often mind games in the office. Yeah, well, especially when HR is involved, in my experience. I have worked with some lovely HR people, and I have also worked with ones that I wouldn't trust if there was a baby in the room with a lollipop. I mean, like, if you play in a group, will there be like a bazillions of AoEs going on? Well, I mean, it's going to depend on the builds. I mean, you can see I've got a shitload of hammers flying around. And some of the builds are going to have a lot more visual spam out there. There are some builds that have significant visual spam. So, yeah, you could definitely have visual overload depending on the builds. It's not going to be as bad in my experience as, say, Guild Wars 2. Mind you, a game I love. Let's be clear about that. I've got 4,000 hours in Guild Wars 2. One of the major issues it has is the visual spam. No, this is going to be Void Knight Auto Bomber. But it's hammered in while leveling up until like 35 or so, something like that. So for right now, yeah. Hammer Void Knight. Take a seat, sir, and bring up your big friend. Hi there, big friend. The hammers do a real good job on these guys. As he's just about done, and he's done. It's hard to limit a true open world MMO to not have visual spam like that. They are adding some more dials to Guild Wars 2 in the next patch to allow you to tone down some of the visual spam. They've already done it once. They're adding yet more options. And there's no way that's not good news. Alright, well, I'm having so much trouble clicking on it. Alright, there, found the hotspot. There was one build in particular I saw in the Falconer reveal that was really visual spamtastic. And so, if you had a couple of builds like that where they were extremely fast moving and filled with visual spam, yeah, it could get pretty overwhelming. Level 30. Versus like a game like this where it's possible to cap like 8 or 9 people per map outside of a town. Yeah, I think the size limit, the group limit is 4. So, I mean, to some degree, that's going to significantly limit the amount of visual spam. And I haven't been in any of the town areas, which are shared, where it seemed like there were a whole bunch of people around. So I'm not sure what the limit is on that. Let me put those away. That's there. We have another point. I need to see where we're going with that. That's there. So 6, 8, and 4 next up. Next 7 points will be going here, adding health, void resistance, and physical resistance. Nice. And we have a point in Devouring Orb. So we're getting closer to being able to spin out the Devouring Orb, which will be auto-cast. Where'd it go? There. Going all the way out to 4 on that? We are. Chaotic Torrent. So we're getting close to the point where we'll be able to swap over to one of our main damaging skills. Because right now, the hammers are
Welcome, traveler.
sort of a holding pattern to get us up to this point. And
Smile.
defend the seer. Sorry, the what? Ah, the Glyph of Despair. That is... One sec. Get that goddamn thing out of the screen. It's one of my few issues I have with the game. Is... Oh yeah, that's the one that allows sealing, right? Sealing and affix.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically keeping it on the item, but freeing up the affix spot.
Welcome, traveler. May Terra smile upon you.
That's another one you're not likely to want to use until you're closer to the end game. Particularly once you start getting exalted drops, which are items with drop-only tiers of affixes. So tiers 6 and 7 affixes.
I feel like I should be proud, and I just don't really know what I'm doing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. There's no particular need. If you get, certainly there's no harm if you do a check and see like how many, say, health shards you have. Picking an item that's really good that you don't think you're going to be replacing anytime soon and throwing a couple of like health shards in a suffix spot can be worth it. I mean, I did that and I got like 45 added health, something like that. How do I regen mana here? Mostly I don't. It is currently 10 mana per hammer throw, and each hammer throw is throwing, I think, 3 or 4 hammers. So I can burn through the mana pretty quickly. So I kind of, because they circle around me in a spiral, most of the time they hang around for a while doing damage. If need be, I can use Rive against like a bigger mob if I'm out of mana.
Oh, yeah.
But generally speaking, if you watch, I'm sure there'll be mobs here. I'll hit it a couple of times and the mana's going down pretty well. I think it's just standard mana regen on that. So, I mean, it comes back relatively quickly, but not like instantly fast. And it's easy for me to burn through it if I'm not paying attention. I'm going to clear out this area, and then I'm going to open up that container that has the equivalent of Rogue Exile. The Exiled Mage, I think they're called. Rune Prison, sealed and temporarily displaced for dangerous arcane experiments. These are guaranteed to drop a experimental affix on the item, and they are difficult fights. They are no joke fights. And here he comes. Yeah, Exiled Mage. That rotating cold beam does a lot of damage. Oop. Don't like the cold. You see I'm negative on mana right now, so I'll try, if I can, get to him and give him a couple of whacks with Rive to get a little bit more mana up. And he's just about toast. There we go. And there's the Experimental Outcast Gloves of Frailty. 10% of armor mitigation also applies to damage over time. Because normally damage over time isn't affected by armor. That right there is a place I don't think we have a good reason to go to. Right, that leads to one of the dungeons. The dungeons are higher level content. Mostly the way I avoid running out of mana is basically take a couple of steps, fire off hammers, take a couple of steps, fire off hammers. And that's enough for the normal mana regen to generally keep it going.
Rounding up all the enemies and then just like hitting the
Yep.
Falcon Strike is just...
Hitting the big nuke, yeah. Stand down or die. Ooh, snap, crackle, and pop. Back Crispies. And to the Fallen Tower. Eventually. I believe we are heading towards Thetima. Imperial Thetima. Where we have an admiral who needs killing. Yeah, we're headed towards Imperial Thetima. We have a pet. In addition to the 2 cosmetic pets, we now have a temporary pet from that shrine, an ice beetle. And now we have a speed buff. Oops, wrong way. This way. This way. Headhunter Lavian. He's new.
Just one to falconry. Well, okay then.
Well, if they insist, huh? It would be rude to not take advantage of it, so... And I know you don't want to be rude.
Portion of the highest of your global increased melee damage, throwing damage, and increased bow damage. Now apply to your falcon's damage. Alright.
If they insist. Heretical Script of Endurance. Oh, I like the sound of that. As a void... Holy crap! Something hit hard, really hard in there.
And
Again,
delete the entire room.
we've got new mobs. So it cleared the room, did it? Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Ding 31.
Stand down or die.
No, okay. Exalt mages, kinda.
Exiled mages are no joke. They have mechanics.
Well, the bird just took off half his health.
Cheating. You're cheating.
If he stands still.
Yeah, they have mechanics, and a few of them have mechanics that can hurt real bad.
He dropped a unique bow.
You dropped a unique bow?
I got experimental.
They drop experimental items. That's the only way to get the different looking affixes that they have. So it's got one affix that's like in a different font color.
Yeah, it's like blue.
Yep.
Broad gain when you use a traversal skill. Okay, well, I do that all the time.
The one you're really looking for is the one that gives you haste when you use a traversal skill. Ow. That hurt.
Still a bit
Those things hit really freaking hard. Oh, man. The swamp fiends, I guess they are.
49% increased armor.
Generally speaking, armor is good. It not just protects you from physical damage, it also protects you from all of the other types of damage.
Yeah.
It doesn't do as much, but it does do some.
41% of mana spent gained as ward. Yeah, it's not great, Mel, but it's fine.
Alright, we're in Imperial Thetima. I am going to head back to the Outcast camp. If they'll let me. They'll let me. Any increased lifetime of the skill on tree. Fade too fast. Only like 2 seconds. 40% for, it depends on the skill. A lot of skills will have points on the tree that will increase the duration of abilities. Some are just very powerful. For instance, a couple seconds of haste is actually pretty strong. There are also some of the classes have specific ways of increasing durations of specific
The
things.
Weaver added an affix to something. What?
Do you have I can't remember the names of the items. Somebody's will. Weaver's will. Do you have a Weaver's will item?
My belt got upgraded.
Is it a Weaver's will item?
Yeah.
The Weaver's will items, they'll have a potential listed on them, a number.
Yeah, 12.
That means it's going to get 12 more affixes added, but you can get the same ones repeatedly. So it's going to get additional affixes as it levels up. Weaver's will items are great. They're an incredibly cool mechanic.
Oh, okay.
So what affix did it get added?
10% increased poison damage, which
Because guess what?
You won't always be great ones, but you're going to get more affixes, and multiple affixes can hit. I had one that it had a resist of added like 72% fire resist.
Nice.
It got so many hits on it. So, I mean, 75 is the cap.
Yeah.
Weaver's will item are such a very cool addition to the game.
Oh, level up again.
Yeah, it'll start leveling pretty quickly and then slow down a bit, but it won't take too terribly long to get all of them. Was it the same affix or did you get a new one? That's not good enough. I asked a question, young man.
Yeah, level up poison again.
Well, that's one that even if you're not going to use poison, you're going to want to set the belt aside as a future, well, maybe I'll make a poison build type deal.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't think any of these belts are going to be anywhere near as good as the one I've got.
This is such a long segment, hold it.
Ooh, that's a lot of elemental resistance, though. I will hold on to that one. Holy crap.
Good bow, is that an upgrade? A little bit. No attack speed, but I lose what?
That's armor mitigation also applies to damage over time. That's pretty good. What do we have? That's got an open... has an open suffix, so we can toss a resist on. For right now, I'm going to hold on to this, because that might be good later. Right now, the +6 to throwing damage on my affects my hammers, and that's really important right now. Let's see. 18% total movement speed, and here we've got 20. Physical resist, regen. Yeah, talked me into it. It was a hard sell, but yeah, okay. 18
I
elemental
think it'll get
resistance.
close to one of these objectives, it just changes direction, really.
That's a lot of elemental. That's elemental damage. I thought it. I
There's
could
2
have
objectives to get.
sworn it said, "Oh, elemental resistance is the implicit." Yeah, we want that. We want much of that. We want that much. Movement speed, fire damage, no. Minion health, no. And no, and no.
Necrotic resistance.
So-
Yes.
These other two, they get set aside.
Well,
By the way, stash tabs are... Gee, for 1,000 I can get another stash tab. I now have 2 stash tabs. They go up in price, but you can have, I think, up to one. I've heard both 100 and 200. And they cost in-game gold. So, storage is not really much of a problem. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not much of a problem. All right, back to Imperial...
Back in time to
Fatima.
Okay.
Pardon the yawn. Old man. Old man yawning. I missed a tell from Major Kicks about if it's free for all loot or if there's split second delay, so a person who lands a killing blow gets first pick. If you're running in groups, everybody gets their own loot, but it can be freely traded amongst people who are in the group. Okay, those swamp guys, they just freaking suck. Not a fan. This is Imperial Fatima. It's not very nice. You know, you'd think with an Empire of the Dead and, you know, shitloads of zombies around that do whatever you tell them, you think somebody might be tempted. Oh, it's a war tomb is what that is. Holy crap. You think people would, you know, if you've got excess zombies, have them tidy the place up. War tombs. Don't like them. They hit hard. And they're new. They're a new mob type, so fortunately they didn't kill me the first time I ran into them. They almost did. Down here further, I think.
Alright, there's all of 8 marksmen.
Praetor Tyrannus. He's new. He's one of the mini bosses they mentioned that were going to be in certain maps. Not really a fan.
Slide over.
And we got her. And we're heading for a boat. And we're going to kill an admiral.
Sanctum Mystia.
A new entrance. I didn't used to look this way. The Darkling Pier. There we go.
He's not the best at me.
On to the Imperial Dreadnought. I don't know what that one did. I don't know what that shrine did. Give me pets. Ah, it gave me ice pets. Ice beetle pets. So I have a bunch of them now. See in the upper left. I've got 4 small ones and 1 big one, I think. They've changed the design for this level. Whoops! That was a lot of hits. Make sure we unlock the waypoint.
Fucking bird is so tough.
Ding 32. Yeah, he's a special mini-boss version of one of the storm cages. He does this little stompy thing. It's pissing me off because it hurts.
40% increased minion damage.
Yeah, it sounds like you desperately need that.
Well, that's going to replace the Weaver's one, but the Weaver's one is kind of long.
I would let the Weaver's one continue to level up until it's done.
Yeah.
Weaver's Will is just such a great mechanic. I'm so...
Then I've got experimental build too. Yeah, so level it up and then second.
What else has Weaver's Will got on it since then?
So right now it's sitting at 18 poison damage, 33%. Oh shit, I've just noticed it's got 33% increased minion damage on it. No, increased minion. Oh no, increased minion health.
Ah, okay, that one doesn't matter for your minion at all. Because
Necrotic resistance, void resistance. So this belt is actually kind of useless.
well, the resists aren't, but yeah, the minion health is of no help for you.
I'd
Obviously.
rather take 40%.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll let you
All right, the Dreadnought deck. We're fighting our way to an undead, unpleasant, unfellow.
Yeah. 27% poison. This is going to be a real nice poison belt.
Oh, it's been a while since I got a unique. I got a unique. It's been a while.
In a while, yeah. 2 minutes.
No, I probably went 45 minutes without one. And given the fact I was getting one about every 3 minutes there for a while. Oop, we got shards.
Oh, I lagged out. I think I lagged out.
here's the boss. Admiral
Yeah.
Harton.
I'm decent. Probably got live. Can we do this area? Went to walk to town and the portal closed and it didn't pull me.
I think you've had your load. We'll set our friend free, Alric.
Walked to the previous area, but
Get to the railing and give a signal when you're ready.
I might be completely desynced from the servers. Yeah, not.
The Shining Cove.
Just,
The Admiral's dead.
It is a wonder I didn't drown in my armor. You washed up safely at sea, problem? Yes. I'll only slow you down. Please.
Let me head back to camp. Outcast camp. And I'm going to take a momentary break. AFK a couple. And I'll be right back. I'm going to refill my beverage as well. It's water, guys. Sad to say.
let's go to
As far as
I'm almost there. Old man walking funny. And I'm back. Hi, guys. Yeah.
Well, at least I don't have to do the fucking key piece again, because that took about half an hour.
I'm back.
At least I didn't have to do the bridge again. That would have been anything.
Oh yeah, yeah. The getting the two pieces is a pain in the ass.
Well, I only
Yeah,
needed
no,
one of
probably not my
these. Thankfully, I just did that right before I kind of desynced and had to reset it, but it was kept my progress. So.
But I'm
There's
gonna
a-
be honest.
I just got boots with Weaver's Will.
No.
Oh, but mine only has 5. That's disappointing. Let's see. Movement speed. Chance to gain haste when nearby enemy dies. Less damage over time taken while you have haste. When you have haste or refresh its duration, you gain 35 ward. Well, I'm going to wear those until I get my 5 additions on them. Alright, let's check these. 165 armor. That's a lot. Mana, strength, increased armor, and armor. You know? Okay. My current armor is 745. And now, 867. A new helm, 70 armor, 18 fizz, and increased fizz damage, too. Okay. We'd give up a good chunk of health. No, I think I need the health right now. A couple of times I've been pretty close to getting deadified, and I'd rather not get deadified. Ooh, that's probably not as much damage, but I'll hold on to it anyway. That's a cell. Those are cells. Cell. And cell. All right.
Yes.
Yes. That's the one that had elemental resistance. Elemental resistance is good. But for now, we want to see what the Weaver's Will gives us on the advent of the Erased.
Be well.
Let's see. At what point do we need to change over? Let's double check. Level 34, you should have enough points to get Renouncement. Despecialize out of Hammer Throw and specialize into Healing Hands. Right. Renouncement. We're not to Renouncement yet, I don't think. No, Renouncement's like here, there. We're not there yet. Currently, I think we need 4 more points to get to Renouncement. I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 more points and we'll get Renouncement, and then we swap out of hammers. And the hammers go back to Engelbert Meow. Welcome back. Hi, how you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely, talented, and totally not demented Engelbert Meow is back. Give me just a second so I can do what is right. I even got it right the first time. She's a lovely Twitch streamer who does mostly Guild Wars 2. Well, at least she used to be a Twitch streamer. Glare. She hasn't been around much lately. She needs to stream more often. The game's working now. For the most part. I hope your evening has been a lovely one. Do I have everything we need? Yes, we do. I know. I am giving you a hard time because that's how I treat people I like. It's a little sociopathic when you think about it. Oh well. And now I've said things were working more or less, and now we'll see if it's actually true, because I'm waiting now for a map change. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Who's a good server? You're a good server. I am a Void Knight. I hit things with hammers. Lots of hammers.
I lost my portal back. It just, again, it closed and didn't take me back. So it's buggy as shit.
That's not great.
So oh, okay. Now I'm loading.
Okay, yeah, that's...
Fucking hell. I was like a minute after the portal closed.
She should be more than happy to help.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I have seen a few times where I loaded in when I thought for sure it was dead. Scorpions. They're not friendly at all.
So yeah, but so I had a yellow drop on the floor and I portaled back, but you lose any items.
Oh, yeah, I should have told you that, yeah. That the instanced maps respawn. Those things are supposed to be bad, but they're a brand new mob, so I haven't seen them. Well, my first experience wasn't too horrifyingly negative. Unlike the big skeletons, those guys suck. Definitely do not want to be anywhere close when they do their big wind-up attack, as it's an ouchie. Oop, all of my attacks will now critical hit for like a minute. This will kill things much faster. They will regret attacking me. They will all regret it. Ding 33. I'll check the Weaver in a sec because the Weaver just added an affix and I want to check and see what it is. But right now, I've got the buff and I don't want the buff to run out. Oh, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Clock's ticking. I was hoping they would get rid of these mobs. I'm not a fan of these mobs at all. They're too hit point spongy, and generally annoying. Another improvement on my Weaver's item. And we've got now a stunning shrine. I'm more likely to stun mobs. I have been called stunning many times. Oh, sorry. Stunned. I've been called stunned many times. Yeah, that's more accurate. No, coming back from the dead. That's not fair. We're no longer guaranteed critting everything. Weaver got another affix. That's like 3 out of the 5.
One slide. Increase minion physical damage. That's exactly what it does. Okay. It's only 5%, but still. I'll take that.
Getting closer. Getting closer. So many hammers. If I had a bajillion hammers, I'd hammer on the monsters. Into the Wraith Dunes we go. Increased armor. So I've gotten, what, 3 bumps? Yeah, I've gotten 3 increases on armor. Is the extra mods I've gotten so far on the advent of the Erased. Not overwhelmingly good.
That makes it so easy.
You're blowing up everything again.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Have a shot. The cutscene.
Another point for smite.
The real journey is about to begin. But all this bullshit been about so far then.
Checking out the scenery. Yeah, alright. I'll give this a go. Another exiled mage, or imprisoned mage. We've got him down under 50%. Just going to take a while. Low on mana. Whack him a couple times to get our mana back.
Maybe a good start.
Almost got him.
Really
Oh,
long
yeah.
day ahead of me tomorrow. Meeting I really don't want to attend, but stuff I've been working on this week. I felt that. 36% poison damage, 33%
Yeah, all I had, the first ones were all armor on my boots. I got one left. I got 6% movement speed, and then 3 hits were 20% increased armor.
It's camel gas. Back in the air.
Ding, 34. What's your level up to now?
27.
Nice.
I'm gonna probably watch a video on crafting tomorrow and figure out when I should be doing it and how I should be doing it. So I'll just start buying these shards. Some research on the crafting to find out if I should be doing it completely ignored.
Yeah, I've done very little so far.
Well, the guys are saying that craft up, keep like actually just keep crafting.
Yeah, I know they do, but most of the time you don't really have good enough affixes to really make much of a difference. And if you do have good affixes, you don't want to blow them. So I think part of that is because most of us have been playing, you know, in the game in the past where we had literally thousands of crafty bits.
Yeah.
And I just got a key to a dungeon. Mind you, I wouldn't recommend going into it until you're in your 50s, but I did get the key, first key to the dungeon, the Lightless Arbor.
No, my damage output is solid.
Yeah, oh, I can tell.
You know, I'm just stuck in the key things.
Yeah, well, if you can peel half the health off one of the exiled mages, you're doing just fine.
Where do you see your general stats?
C. At the top, you've got... Yep, go ahead.
What's my minion damage at?
In the
Yeah,
bottom has
I've
the
got
stats. Yeah, and has a minion
Yeah,
tab.
so my increased minion damage right now is 126%. And I'm sat on a belt that I think's got 40%. So I equip that belt, what's it give me? Yeah. Oh, that's a flat. Yeah, 166% minion damage. Flat 4 ASC.
I just got my last affix on my boots.
So 5 more to go.
I'm envious that you got so many on that. That was cheating.
Yeah.
I believe I may have told you it was cheating. That's because it's cheating.
Yeah.
Uh, 5% increased cooldown recovery. That's a big one. For my build, anyway. I need that because 2 of my main skills are going to be auto-cast. And I need just enough CDR. And that's boots and belt.
Yeah.
CDR is boots and belt only unless it's a special item, I think.
My big thing eventually is to get the dive bomb skill. I'm going to be a dive bomb build. That's the level. I need 35 Falconer for that.
Yeah, to open it up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to go. And then at Space Witch, everything dies on screen. Yeah. Scaling tags, physical melee, minion dexterity. So. I'm not seeing much dex gear though.
I know Dex is when you, or at least one of the builds. I'm not sure if it's that one. At least one of the Falcon builds is you want to be stacking Dex big time.
Oh,
The Oracle said the way
well, the Falconer is basically plus 1 Falcon melee damage per 4 dex, so it's critical to the Falconer.
Yep. That would be.
But I'm going to try to be good. To wake at 5.
Yep. Get some sleep. Get your work done. Get back to the real job.
Yeah.
Leveling up.
Was a long day, so I play a little bit before my meetings. And it wasn't after lunch.
Well, good night, and thank you for playing and hanging out
Yes.
and taking part in my stream.
Yep. Have a good night.
Good night. You have me all to yourselves, guys. Like it or not. Level 35. And I think it is one more level, and we can, if we have enough cooldown reduction anyway, we can start. Well, regardless of whether we have enough or not, we're going to start using it. Hopefully we'll have enough cooldown reduction. start using what will be our primary clearing skill, the devouring orbs. Now, the mini boss, he got a lot of friends. Not fond of his friends. That other thing was really annoying. Stop with all the poison on the freaking ground, you jerk. Oh my god, I'm almost dead. Oh, he's freaking terrible. I hate him. In such a small place, and I have to get close to do damage. He's terrible.
It's buried in the slums. She told me of the Emerald Nagasa. They were the same, content to slither through the shadows.
So that was a really bad fight, and I'm completely out of potions, so hopefully these guys will be kind enough to donate at least one. There we go, we got at least one, that's good. Use a potion. And this area is always difficult, so hopefully we'll get a good... No, we got a freaking gold shrine. That is not helpful. You know, a nice all of your hits are crits would have been nice, as an example of something that would have been, you know, nice. A couple more potions. There we go. We're back up to our 4 potions. They're delicious, nutritious, part of a balanced breakfast. I was about to say, we got to be almost full on stuff, and we're almost full on stuff. We don't need that. Because this build uses auto casts on a couple of skills, eventually, one shortly and another one in quite a few levels. The game doesn't inherently support autocast, but like most ARPGs, it does allow for what is called the numpad trick, where you make sure numpad is set to on, you press and hold a button that you've reassigned to be setting off an ability. Because this is obvious key Q, W, E, and R set off these abilities. So you rebind. Every key can have, or every function can have 2 keys assigned it. So you reassign a secondary key to each of these slots. That is one of the numpads. You hold down the numpad. You then remove the numpad function so the light goes off. And then you let up on the key. And now it will continue to press that button continually. And we're going to be needing that because we now have just opened up Renouncement. And at that point is when we will, next time we get to a nice break point anyway, is we will swap out of the hammer and into Devouring Orb. So that's a rather unpleasant shrine that summons a boatload of hostile little scorpions to attack. Mostly you don't want to be attacked by things, but these ones attack you, but they'll all drop a rare item when you kill them. So I was looking for help and instead found myself facing more mobs that dropped a whole bunch of weapons that I have no intention of using. Oh, another bone furnace. Okay, not bad, not good. These guys not good. Not a fan. This is another one of the mini bosses they've added. These things are significantly tough. They are no joke. Almost got him. Almost got him. Got him.
Three. No, she told me to take the courage.
Okay.
So I didn't expect this.
They have significantly, I think, upped the difficulty. Generally speaking, of the mobs in the game. Which is, I think, probably for the good. Oh. All right, there we've got. And now we head into the next map, the Sapphire Quarter. Ooh. Ah. Ugh. The old man. Falling apart. All right. Come on, guys. We're entering the Sapphire Quarter. That would be a good time for us to enter the Sapphire Quarter. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Increased damage with Vengeance and Smite. Chance to shred armor with fire skills. My skills will not be doing fire. The only skills I have that do fire, we are doing conversion so that all of my skills do void damage. So that one not going to be useful. Experimental Chain Belt of Life. Potion slot. Potion recovery. So we're looking for one with cooldown reduction. We have boots. We may have to keep using those, even though the cooldown reduction is a little on the low side. And I think I probably have better boots. But the CDR is really important. And we appear to be slow in entering the Sapphire Quarter. So if we start getting server belches again, I will be calling it a stream. I'm not going to make you guys sit through more server belches. The collective you have done enough sitting around staring at screens, along with me, waiting for the servers to wake up. Wake up! So if I time out or something, I will call the stream here. Almost 4 hours. Not bad for an old man. Well, I'm going to go ahead and assume that I'm going to time out. So I'm going to call it here. I want to thank you guys very, very much for hanging out with me. No sooner do I say it and I get in. Okay. I'll continue through this map and into the next town area, and then I will call it. See, all I had to do was say, okay, well, I'm going to call it a meeting, and immediately. Jeez, that's a lot of freaking skeletons. Didn't realize I'm going to be fighting the whole Legion. Yeah, it's just funny. It's okay, well, clearly it's not going to let me play, so I'm going to just say, oh, it's letting me play. This is a lot more freaking skeletons than you used to have while coming into this part of Majelka. That is level 36 with a bullet. Actually, there are no bullets. This is a big boss. And I got another frost beetle to help. Ow, those big AEs hurt. Especially because I kind of need to be relatively close to do my damage, and that's not going to change. My devouring orbs circle around me. Yeah, I had it the whole way. Alright, Alric.
I wish I'd seen it. I can only
A transfusion casket is the name of that monster. Lovely. I assume it inflicts bleeds. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm gonna assume. Running short on space. Fortunately, we are getting relatively close to the end of this, and then we will go into the next quote-unquote town area. Refuge, if you like. And then I will be calling it a stream. I do want to thank you guys very much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, as always. I know it sounds boilerplate. That doesn't mean it ain't true. It has been a weird day of streaming with the server issues. So because the early stream, basically, there was very little. And then we had some ups and downs in the evening part of the stream. The servers are generally seem to be in an anywhere from an okay to fine state, depending on, sort of goes up and down. So I hope there hasn't been too much ill will created. Another mini-boss. This one I haven't seen before either. I know a bunch of people were review bombing because that's what people do when a game has server issues on launch day, because people are jerks. I don't like to make excuses, but it's a small team. This is their real launch. I have no idea how many people they had at a cap, concurrent cap. I know they were at least 140k, no, 150k, they said, concurrent. And they had things break that in all their testing and preparation never broke. That's not news. There's a reason it happens with every single game. It's because it happens with every single game. Be picking up the game tomorrow? Looks like good times. Yeah, if you enjoy an ARPG, somewhere in complexity between the Diablo games and PoE, then yeah, $35, it's half the price of D4. For me, that makes it a much easier recommendation. Before today, I had 419 hours in it, so I obviously like it. Yeah, and in this case, yeah, I mean, I was a little disappointed, not so much for me, but for the team, because I thought they'd done a really good job preparing stuff, and they seemed not confident, but, you know, pretty okay with where they were going in, and they had issues they hadn't foreseen. But yeah, I consider that to be a not surprise, like you. And hopefully by tomorrow, everything will be bulletproof. I need to work my way back through a small bit of this map. And then we into the refuge. And I will be calling it an evening. Not for the stream. I'm going to continue playing. I'm enjoying myself, but I need to take a chunky, delicious break. Oh, I have just died for the second time. I've been slain by a soul geyser. I assume that's an on-death effect from that guy, or he cast it just before he died. One of those two. But I'm going to blame you guys for taking my attention away while I was saying my good evenings. Guys, thanks. Thanks for getting me killed. There's my petulant display. I feel so much better now, having gotten that off my chest. Now that you guys got me killed. Again. Totally not me misplaying. Either time. Definitely. Really quite certain it was me. I cannot tell a lie. Actually, I can tell lies a lot, so I just lied again when I said I couldn't tell a lie. Yeah, it was me. I think that is an excellent way to end it, though, don't you? Really? Streamer dies. Rage quits. Again, thanks, guys, for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. I'll be back on tomorrow when I wake up and log in. If everything looks like it's good and solid, I will start streaming. And I will keep streaming until I keel over. Until I grow too tired. So, I'll be back tomorrow, I would guess somewhere in like 10 or 11 a.m. Pacific time. Before noon Pacific, hopefully. I want to thank you again for hanging out. I'm very appreciative through all the server problems. Back tomorrow. I hope the rest of your Wednesday evening, had to give it some thought, goes great. And I hope your Thursday goes quick to head you towards your weekend. Again, thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see me soon. Have a great night tonight. Take care, and ciao for now. Good night, guys.